I wrote it down, of course, so that we're going to be concise, straight to the point, and we won't have much deviation. Thank you everyone for being here today. There were hundreds of people who came to the wake over the past 3 days, even over the Christmas holidays, and we are thankful for you. And there are even more people online who have commented, shared stories, posted pictures of Dad showing how much he has touched their lives. I hope to find time to read them all and listen to your stories of him. I've started screenshotting them and I hope to get to all the posts. So if you still want to post about our dad, please do so. If you want to tag us, even better, so that we can find it. He died on December 24 at 4:04 p.m. We were at their house in Alpadi for Christmas lunch. Usually it's dinner. On the 24th, usually we have dinner. But this time we moved it to lunchtime because lately he's been sleeping at around 5 p.m. And I think that's a good thing, on hindsight. Because when we rushed him to the ER, when he had difficulty breathing, we were all there by his side. We were all in red, dressed up to the nines in the ER of Fatima Hospital. I'm sure they were wondering what was going on. So many calls and messages soon came after. It wasn't a secret when he died, but we wanted to prepare a nice picture announcement. But with news like that, I suppose you can't stop people who love him, from calling and messaging and confirming what happened. He really did touch a lot of people's lives. I hope they don't mind, but I'd like to talk about some of them who have come to the wake and who have shared their lives with us. First are Len and Aleli Guico of Batangas. They take a family picture of with Dad every conference or every event that he attends. When they visited, this is harder than I anticipated. When they visited and took a picture with him at the wake, I said, ito na yung last na picture, the group picture niyo with him. And I know you all feel the same way. The way you take pictures with him at every conference. After every talk that he does, it takes more than an hour for him to go out of the venue. People grabbing him, taking pictures of him, selfies. In front of the stage, he's there for an hour, it's past lunchtime. And Dad always told us not to rush him. He always said he wanted to spend time with you all. He always made time to take that selfie with you. Now you're stuck with us. But we commit to take as many selfies as you want. Stay as long as needed, because that is what Dad would want. Next are Felix and Ling Baraka of Hong Kong. They came just for the day to visit Dad in Alpadi. And our Indian brothers here, brothers Levin, Jimmy, and Tito Tony of India, they arrived yesterday just to come visit here today. They came all this way to visit Dad. A side story, when we were in India last year, Dad spent 2 whole days with Tito Tony Correa. They spent it, according to Dad, arguing, laughing, arguing, laughing, arguing, and laughing. And I think Dad loved those 2 days with Tito Tony. But thank you for coming across the seas and across the islands and expressways too, for those who have come from all over the Philippines. Dad's life was mission. He always said yes. He was always preparing for any talk. He would prepare days in advance. Maybe you don't know that about him. He would practice all his talks even until this year. He would always practice his talks. He would research. He would always pray and use so many books and study guides and Bible versions. And he made it to the point that when he went on mission, he would be available to do anything and everything, as long as there's a nature hike or an excursion afterwards. You can put him to work for 2 weeks, but there has to be 3 days that he has to climb a mountain somewhere, go to the cliff's edge, and do something crazy like that. Dad and I and Mom, we went on so many mission trips together. From Costa Rica to St. Lucia, to Ghana to South Africa, across Europe and Asia. And on all those trips, he would always pray at the start of the day, never failed to pray. He would always eat what is served and finish the food on his plate, no matter how it looked. He would always stay up late with his hosts, no matter how late in the night. He would always say yes. We will do the same. Say yes to mission. I will do my best to eat whatever is served. If you know what I mean, that is very hard to do. But where the Lord calls is to go, where the Lord calls to go for Him, we will be there. Because that is what Dad would do. Another person who came to the wake was Attorney Obed de la Cruz. He came to the wake after seeing a post on the CBCP Facebook page. And he started reading the comments. And he asked himself, how can one person change lives? It's a different thing, he said, reading about someone who has helped people. But he read in the comments that Dad had not only helped people, but people's lives have been changed because of him. And he had to see it for himself. And I guess that's why you're all here. Your lives have been changed because of Dad. And our lives have been changed because of you. Dad was a witness to Christ. Not only the happy times and fun experiences, but Dad always loved to talk about challenges and persecution. And he helped all of us live as a true follower of Christ. We will continue being witnesses and live out our faith, because that is what Dad demanded of us. Thank you for being part of community life with him, from Couples for Christ to Couples for Christ Foundation for Family and Life, and now to Missionary Families of Christ. You hosted him, you fed him, you listened to him, nagsumbong kayo pag nag-aaway kayo, but more than all of that, you followed his example. And the best way for us to continue his legacy is to do the same as him. Live a Christ-centered life, live a missionary life, and live a life in Christ. Dad would always come up to me and say, let's talk. Or, do you have the time? Then he'll start motioning to a place in the house na walang tao. And when Frank Padilla calls you to talk, you get nervous, no matter who you are. When I was younger, when he would call me to talk, it was because he was about to tell me what I did wrong. But when I got older, it was always to tell me about what I did right or could do better. He would always email or message me, mostly to fix his laptop or his files, or connect the printer, or I wrote something somewhere about this topic, can you find it? I go, can you give me more details? No, please find it. But also say, son, good job on this talk, or son, this is a nice idea. Or my favorite, son, I'm proud of you. He really was always an email away. Who will we email now? Maybe we'll keep his email address open so you can just keep emailing him. Now he isn't an email away anymore, but a prayer away. Fast to reach for sure. He used the Bible verse you all have heard over and over. His life was Christ and his death is heaven's aid. Before I end, I have to thank more people. Thank you to Mom, Ramon, Vanya, Lil, and Josh, my siblings, Des, my wife, our in-laws, Carlo and Sandy, children and grandchildren, Sabine, Santino, Aida, Belly, Franco, Giovanni, Maria, Nico, Lucas, Jax, Gia, Toby, and Lizzie. If you can memorize them and see who they are here, you get a prize from the Signs and Wonder Shop. Our titos and titas, we would not have gotten through the past 5 days without you. Especially Tita Mao, Tita Gigi, Tita Rose. You really arranged everything for us the past few days. The food, everything, thank you. Our cousins who stayed with us even on Christmas Day, they canceled the Padilla family lunch and they stayed with us at the cremation. Extended family, friends, and enemies. Wala nang enemies, friends na lahat. We wouldn't have been able to get through these days without supporting each other. We love you all, and Dad is proud of us all. From the gospel today, I'd like to take what the prophet Simeon said. You may let your servant go in peace. Thank you.